All right, guys, we got another video here. This is Streets of Rage is still coming, and Sega Revival games confirmed. Let's check this one out.
People, news. We got some news, which is quite good. It's quite good news. It kind of, stops a little bit of my doubts. Anyway, shout out the media outlets on Twitter. Shout out Okami specifically, and also Genki as well, right? All the media outlets are posting about Sega's Super Game initiative, because it seems like Sega Sammy has posted their financial records and stuff, what they're doing. Sega Sammy is like, I think, their website for everything financial Sega and what's going on, how much they made, all that stuff. Anyway, the tweet says this: Sega has cancelled the Super Game initiative first announced in 2021. The Super Game was meant to be a collection of brand new AAA online titles with a reported budget of 800 million. Updated releases include Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, Stranger Than Heaven, and P4 Revival. Genki has said the same thing. They announced the cancellation of the Super Game initiative. Loads of the media outlets have been saying this, but that's not what we're here for. Look at the upcoming plans. Stranger Than Heaven, Crazy Taxi, Persona 4 Revival, Golden Axe. So the Golden Axe is still happening. Jet Set Radio. Let me just get to the...
That Golden Axe looks sick, though. It's 3D Golden Axe. I'm a big Sega fan. For anybody who's watching this this channel, love Sony, still own Sega Saturn. I still own my Sega Genesis, still own my Sega Dreamcast. Love Sega to death. A lot of classics, guys. I play most of them now on a small, like, retro handheld machine. I think that's the Retroid Pocket. But being able to take those games wherever I want to go is crazy. But yeah, these games look, man. I mean, Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage, Alien Isolation, the Virtual Fighter Project. That's the one that is the one I'm waiting for, like rubbing my hands together like Birdman. I love Virtual Fighter. I love fighting games as well. That's my second favorite genre of video game besides like single player, RPG open world type of stuff. So really looking forward to that, guys. And Stranger Than Heaven looks pretty cool too.
Big part. Streets of Rage, bro. So it's looking like a full confirmation that Streets of Rage Revolution is still definitely coming. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, because we haven't heard anything about the next game in their revival, initiative or whatever you want to call it. I thought that Streets of Rage was probably cancelled. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought Streets of Rage was probably cancelled, especially knowing who the dev is as well. They haven't got the greatest track record, but that doesn't mean that they can't make a great game. That does not mean that. I kind of did think that this game weren't happening. It's been years since we saw that trailer, bro. It's been a long time,
Yeah.
like very long time since we saw that trailer, and we've had nothing apart from Shinobi. Now, I will say that I do think the next game was probably going to be Jet Set Radio, because I did see some media posts from Sega talking about there's a shop that's dedicated to Jet Set Radio, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. So I did think that was leading to be the next game. And then I also thought that because of Sega Villain Stage on Shinobi Art of Vengeance, it's very, very, very convenient that you added Death Adder as a boss. Now, Robotnik had to be a boss because he's probably the main Sega boss out of the whole of Sega. Let's be honest. Majima, that was kind of obvious because, the Yakuza games, they're still going on. They're still happening. Death Adder was an odd choice. So I'm tossing up between Golden Axe and Jet Set Radio being the next games to be released, most likely. But this does confirm that Streets of Rage is still in development. It's still coming. Like, it's happening. Streets of Rage Revolution is still coming. It's still happening.
Man, it's just, I don't know when these games are coming out. We probably still got a long ways to go on a lot of these titles, man. And that's the only thing that kind of sucks, is some of these you really got to wait for. And, it is what it is. I think we have enough on our plate gaming wise to keep us busy for the most part, for most of us, until some of these games come out. So it is what it is.
Now, the weird thing They didn't actually call it Streets of Rage Revolution here. They just called it Streets of Rage. Now, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it. But it has been announced what the official name is. And they didn't put the official name down here. So I could be reaching. I'm most likely reaching. But it may not actually even be Streets of Rage Revolution. Like, it may not be. You never know. Could be something different. Could be, I don't know, a revive. I don't know. Could be a remake, Streets of Rage 1. I don't know. I don't know. The project could have changed. We don't know.
Yeah,
that could be another reason of why we haven't seen it. But yeah, it's confirmed, people. It's confirmed. It's still happening, right? Still, there's no release date whatsoever. And if you see here, it still says title/release date to be determined. It still says that. And if you look at Stranger of Heaven and you look at Persona 4 Revival, all of this stuff, it doesn't say title. It just says release. Here's the actual document, like what they're referring to. It does say main new titles.
So that's probably like ways off, like I said, you know. It's probably ways off, guys. Usually when games are being close to, you know, coming out, or they got a certain window, they'll start giving us information, simple information like, you know, a month or even a year. And then when it gets real close, usually within the next 90 days, we start getting trailers and things of that nature. And that's just typically how it works. They definitely want people to know that the game exists, you know, so they're going to market it at some point, and they're going to let us know. They may show it on, you know, a game like maybe Summer's Game Fest or whatever event is taking place. Especially these games from like Sega, you'll see these games pop up. So we'll see. Still waiting. And I can't wait. I really want to hear more on the Virtua Fighter game.
That sales launch schedule. And yeah, this is looking like what's happening. Obviously, they stated all of the games that have been released already. And yeah, upcoming plans, release dates to be determined. Boy. When it's happening, I don't know. When it's happening, I don't think I've even got a prediction. I don't think it's even gonna be shown at this Summer Games Fest. Probably if it is, I will go absolutely mental on the live. You know me, I will go mental on the live if it is shown there. But I highly doubt Streets of Rage will be shown this year's Summer Games Fest. Maybe Game Awards, possibly, but I do think there will be one of the Revival games being shown. It has to be. Somewhere between Summer Games Fest, Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, yeah, that's September, and the Game Awards. We've got to see one of these Revival games. We have to. Like, Sega's only game that they've really announced and really pushing right now is Stranger Than Heaven, and that.
I hope we get Virtua Fighter, man. I really want to see Virtua Fighter. I do. And you know what else would be cool? Jet Set Radio would also be dope. Streets of Rage. I love beat 'em ups. And that Golden Axe. I think we'll see Stranger Than Heaven before we see any of these other ones, though.
It's dropping this winter. Now, I don't know if it's next year, February winter, or end of the year winter, which I hope so. But yeah, that's the only game that Sega are actually really pushing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And there's got to be more than one game. There's got to be more than one game. I do suspect that something is going to be announced. Maybe at Summer Games Fest, Gamescom, or somewhere. Something is going to be announced from this Revival project because we haven't seen anything apart from Shinobi.
Yeah, that's going to do it. I am definitely excited about their lineup, guys. How do you guys feel about that? Leave your comments down below. I would love to hear what games you're looking for. And shit, give me some of the games that you actually adored in the past. You know, Shinobi game. Like, what games in the past did Sega come out with recently or in the past that you enjoyed? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. With that being said, though, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. And if you haven't, please hit that like and subscribe button because I drop content on a regular now on this channel, guys. It's been revived. We're back. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.